Thanks.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is this new survey program that we're going to be rolling out here in the near future. We've been doing it with Marzoni's, testing it there for about a month and a half now, and we really like it. So we're going to roll it into Haas's. This is today somewhat training. We'll get something more formal together and some instructions and all that stuff. So we're going to show you how to do some things, but it's also just kind of a dog and pony show to show you how it works and what's going to be upcoming with it. First of all, if you're asking what this is going to cost you as a store, I believe marketing has agreed to pick up the tab on this, so it's not going to go against your front page or anything like that anymore. So that's a good thing. And as you overheard Chip say there a little while ago, it has helped Marzoni's to up their number of surveys that they get. Before they were getting none surveys, and now they're getting, like Chip said, like we're getting a couple a week for each store, so that is a good thing. Uh, it's really easy for us to use. It's gonna hopefully take away some of the issues that, um, not issues, but you won't have to be calling people anymore. It's all via this app. It's all via text, how they're going to see things. You won't have to call anybody on the phone and deal with any customers that way. It should be pretty easy for us to use. And it's also easy for the guests to use. So I'm going to start there and kind of show you how it's going to work for the guest. Um, so if you go in, so there's a couple ways you can get to it. You'll still be able to get to it through our website. There's also QR codes that we're going to get printed and hopefully get on the receipt and stuff so that the customer can just scan it and just different ways that they can get in and start taking the survey. The big thing is the survey is very easy to take. It's two questions, and that's something that to really have your servers promote. Hey, help us out. Go take the survey. It's only two questions. It won't take you long at all. I was in Chili's last week, and they have those kiosks at the table. When you go to pay, like it takes you right into a survey thing. And like by about question five, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Like I don't care anymore. Two questions though. It's simple. It's all going to be on their phone. So if you go into it, question number one. Well, first of all, where'd you go? Question number one. How was your experience? Scale of 1 to 5, basically. If they choose five, they choose the heart eyes emoji. Um, it's you ask for their phone number, their name. I'm not going to put that in now. But it's immediately going to take them to to a link to Google that, and this is only on 5 stars. So if somebody really likes us, has a good experience there, it's going to pop this up and say, hey, would you like to go to Google for us and fill out a survey, not a survey, but a response on there to help drive our Google score up. So again, this can only help us. We have a lot of response on Google now, so it's going to take a while for this to kind of drive that number up. But with other companies, they've told me that they've seen a large spike in Google results. Like they've gone from, a 3 star to a 4.5 star or whatever, just by driving people to from this. And again, this is only going to be if they choose, the 5 star, the heart emoji. So they're having a great experience. Please fill it out for us. If they do otherwise, though, so let's go back here. So if they do anything other than the 5 star heart emojis, we'll just say here. Second question, what can we do to improve? Down here at the bottom, you'll see there's this detail strength. What this does is they don't have to do anything, but as you type, it's going to start filling that bar up. All that's doing is counting the number of characters that are in there. Human nature is they're going to want to try to fill that bar. Um, they're going to think that they have to put more in. They don't. Um, but we're hoping to, for them to put as much detail as possible. So I put in your great beer selection. Service was a little slow. They forgot to add mushrooms to my mother's steak. Other than that, everything was great. So we're going to send. Again, ask for their number. If they don't put anything in here, there's no way for us to get back in touch with them. That is what it is. and they submit, and they've now been entered to win a $100 gift card. So that's what we've decided for the prize, for the incentive on this, is that they can win a $100 gift card. We've haven't figured out how often we're going to pull it yet, but that's kind of the incentive for the customer to do it. So that is all there is on the customer's end. 2 questions, very simple. Takes them no time whatsoever to fill out. So you're probably wondering what we're going to see on our end. So this is the app. We will get everybody logins for this, specific to user, and I'll explain why in a second. The app's called Ovation or Ovation Up. I haven't got an answer from them exactly on which one they prefer. But this is the main screen when you go in. It just gives you a little bit of information within the last month, number of surveys taken, the average score, the response rate. This is our response to the guests. So when a guest writes in, like, hey, this could have been better, I had a bad experience, we want this number to be 100%. This is just, how much we're responding to them. So this just could be that somebody hasn't they put something in the last day or two, they haven't responded. Average response time, how long is it taking us to get back to our guests? We want this to be under 24 hours. The quicker we get back to them, hopefully the quicker we can fix the issues and get them to come back again. Customers saved. This would tell us if a customer who had a bad experience came back in and either left a good review for us, or I'll show you in a second, we can give them kind of bounce back offers or discounts if they come back in to try to keep their business. And if they were to come back in and use one of those, you would see that here as a customer saved. A breakdown of our scores. This is a breakdown of where they're getting the survey from. Are they getting it from the website? Are they getting it off a QR code that we have on premise, or from our Zonies? Because they do online ordering, there's a way that we can send the customer a text message to say, hey, fill out a survey. So that's where we're getting a lot of ours through Marzoni's right now, where we're just sending a text right to the guest. This won't be the case for Haas's because we'll do spot on online ordering. Some graphs, and then down here at the bottom, online reviews. This is the Google and Yelp. It's pulling this information directly from Google and Yelp, and just kind of a breakdown of how things are looking there. Up here in the upper left, you see this little green dot. This is where you're going to go in and respond to your guests. If you see green up here, that means there's something that we need to respond to. So let's go in here, and here's the one that I just put in. So if you click on that, it's going to show my latest. Now, I've been in here messing around a lot on this. So the nice thing about this is you can see my entire history on here. I guess they erased a lot of it from when I was testing, but you can go back and look at a person's entire history on here. So if you can see, is this somebody who comes in all the time and they're just looking for free stuff? Every time they're in here, it's some complaint or another, like, we're not giving this person anymore. Or we can go back and see that, hey, this person has been really good to us. They've rated us very highly. They had a bad experience this last time. We want to make sure to get this right for them. So that's nice that we can go back and see on a customer by customer basis their entire history with us. So down here at the bottom is where you would reply to the customer. You can type whatever you want in here, but here's the really slick thing that we're really pushing and why we like this. There's this option here at the very end. It's the stars. This is the AI response. So it will take whatever I just wrote or whatever the customer just wrote here and formulate a customized response to them where we don't have to type anything. We don't have to worry about grammar, spelling, anything like that. So let's see what it comes up with. So hello, Michael. This is, and now it fills in my name because I'm logged in as myself. This is why we're going to get everyone separate logins so that it's a personal response. So, next door at Marzoni's would come back and say, hi, Michael, this is Eve, or this is Ty, or this is Leanna. So it's kind of a personal response. But I mean, you read it, it took what I wrote and gave a pretty good response to it. We're thrilled you enjoyed the beer selection. We apologize for the oversight on your mother's steak and any delay in service. So very professional, very to the point, very um, pointed to what the customer wrote to us. So it's nothing generic. Like a customer might be able to figure out that we didn't type this ourselves, but it's very specific. They're not just going to get a, hey, thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the feedback. Come again. Thanks for the feedback. Come again. It's going to be tailored to what they wrote. So this should make your lives a lot easier. So there's this option, and if you don't like what it wrote, I think you can click it again and it'll change it just a little bit. It looks like it changed it some. So there's that option. There's also the option if we want to have pre-written responses. Um, we're using this right now, I think, for positive feedback. So if you click on here, there's some categories that are set up. Most of these are set up by Ovation for us. But you pick a category and let's say positive feedback. If somebody left us positive feedback, it would then, fill this in for them like, hey, it's me again. Glad you had a great experience. Please go take a 30-second positive online review. And then it pushes them to Google to fill out the survey there. So just another way to engage with our guests, like to show them that we are looking at these things. So there's the two main ways we're going to reply to our guests. There is the ability here, I'm sorry, that you can leave a note to somebody and you can actually tag somebody else in here. So if I say, let's just say Chip, um, hey, can you look at this? This is going to send a notification to Chip via email or text because you can set up your phone here. There's an app for this. It's going to send a notification to him showing what I just typed there. The customer won't see that. They only see what's white. So if you have a yellow background, that's internal, white background is external. So definitely be very careful with what you write. Don't put anything in there. Even by mistake that you wouldn't want the guest to see. Um, the last thing is we have the ability, I said, to give the customer a discount if they had a bad experience. We want to try to get them to come back in. So there's this promo button down here at the bottom. We can click that. We can customize these to whatever we want. So let's say we're going to give them a 10 off 40. And then you always want to tell them kind of what you're giving them. Like, here's 10 off 40 the next time you're in. And that'll get sent to them with the offer. That offer will get texted to them with a little link that they can use the next time they're in the store. And this is kind of nice on our end. We have to train our staff. But if a customer has one of these codes that come back in, they'll click on it via text and it'll pop up a thing and say, like, hey, are you sure you want to use this today? Okay, good. You got 30 minutes from now to use it. So they click OK. And what it's going to do is it's going to pop something up on the screen. It'll probably say 10 off 40 or whatever code we decide. They would show that to their server, the manager, whoever, and then the server would know to go take off, $10 or whatever the case, whatever the offer is. When that is a live discount, there will be confetti and other things on the screen moving in the background so that we are able to tell that that is an actual live discount and not something they've just screenshotted the last time they were in. So, if somebody comes up and shows us something and there's no confetti on it, no movement, we know that this is one they've used before. They just took a picture of it and they're going to try to use it over and over again. If you do see movement, then you know it's a live offer. And then once you're done, once you've responded to the guest, there's this check marks up at the top that you can say it's resolved. And then it goes away from the left-hand side here. Now, if the guests were to respond to our response, it would just come back over here to the unresolved. It just keeps popping back and forth until the guest is satisfied, or we stop engaging or just say it's resolved. But anytime they write back, you don't have to worry about like looking for it. It will always pop back over into unresolved and show the green dot up here. So that's the customer experience, and now how we're going to interact with the customer. There's not a lot to it. Like I said, that AI response is really slick. You should never have to call a guest again. If it gets to that point, probably have Krista involved, customer service, get her on the phone. But otherwise, we should be able to engage with our guests very easily without a lot of time, without a lot of effort, without a lot of screaming from the guests either. So let's see, what else can we look at in here? The only other thing to really show you in this, there's a leaderboard if we were going to have contests to see who the highest satisfaction, best response rate, fastest response time, etc. This does keep a database of all our customers if we ever wanted to go back and look them up. We can go in and see the full history with them. The other thing that we would probably get into here would be insights. And what this is, it will take all of the feedback that we get both from Google and Yelp and from the survey and basically read it and categorize it. So I believe that there's 24 different categories that it breaks everything into here. So now in the old survey, you just had four categories. It was like cleanliness, food quality, service, and something else. Now it's like service attentiveness, service times. It's broken down so we can see a little bit more detail on issues that we're having in the store. The big thing with this survey program that's kind of different from our old one is the old one, we were kind of looking at things at a micro level where customer had an issue. Well, let's go in and find the check number, find out who the server was. Let's get to the bottom of this one specific issue. With this one, obviously we're going to respond to our guests, but we're looking macro level. We're looking at trends. Obviously you're going to get more responses when a customer has a really good experience, but probably mostly if they have a really bad experience. So it's going to skew the numbers a little bit, but we're going to look at it as like trending. So do we have a problem with, say, steak quality? If you get one a week, maybe not. But if we're starting to see that number tick up and up and up, we probably have a problem. That's something we need to look into. So the insights is just that. So based on everything in the last month, and this again is customer surveys and Google and Yelp. This is for all Marzoni's locations. You can drill down to specific ones if we wanted to. You'll be able to see your specific store and specific store only. But you can see that our top three strengths are food taste, service friendliness, and ambiance. And then obviously on the other side, our top issues. You can go down here and click on any of them. So let's go look at Duncansville's food. So this will break down their food responses into those micro categories. So food portion, food taste, food temperature, food preparation. Here's like a word bubble, like any key words. Let's go see if I can find another one that has more. Let's go to service. So here are like the keywords. The bigger the word, the more it's getting used as part of feedback. So if we click on slow, it's going to show us all of the responses we've got so far that refer to speed in a negative fashion. We were slow. I said slow down here. So that's kind of how, if you want to go in and kind of group your responses and look at them that way. The other thing is you can go again look at, so we're having a lot of issues with food preparation. We can look at the details, and it's only going to give us the results that people talked about the preparation, and it's gonna, and looks like it underlines it for us. So the crust was too brown and dry, the pizza's soggy, et cetera, et cetera. So we can really drill down and just focus on specific things to see, hey, do we have a problem here? One thing that I think we found with the Marzoni since going online is I've seen a number of things come across where the customers has said something about uh, the time that they were told to pick up their order might have been a little too long. By the time they got there and picked up their order, it was starting to get cold or whatever the case may be. So we're looking at that as like, do we need to adjust that time to a shorter window to tell the guests? So we're learning stuff from this, which is exactly what we want. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it as to how the, the little dog and pony show as to how this is going to work. Um, I'm working on signing the contract here within the next week or so, and then we'll start getting everybody set up to log in, and then I'll definitely do something more formal with training, get some documentation out to you whatsoever. But it's fairly simple. Once you get in here and start clicking around, it's pretty simple. It does get set up that if there is a complaint, it will send an email to you. It will also, if you put in your cell phone number, it will send you a text. I'm getting ready to shut that off on my phone because every time somebody sends something to any of the Marzonis, it's blowing up my phone. Um, but that's a nice feature if you want to keep an eye on things real time. So yeah, that is about it for the Dog and Pony Show. Does anybody have any questions? All right, silence is a good thing, I guess. Pam, is there anything you wanted to say or do or want me to do?
Sorry, Mike.
You're fine.
Trying to unmute myself. No, not really. I'm sure there are more questions will come once everyone gets to really see this, even myself. But I think it's a great program, and just thank everyone for attending, and we'll see you next training.
Thank you, guys.